means 11th canto. It's the 23rd chapter and the 40th sloka.
nAyaṁ jano me sukha-duhkha-hetuh na devatAtmA graha-karma-kAlAh manah paraṁ kAraNam Amananti saṁsAra-chakraṁ parivartayed.
nAyaṁ jano me sukha-duhkha-hetuh. nAyaṁ jano me. Not all these people are the cause of my joy or sorrow. Okay? And na devata. Some of the devatas like Indra, Varuna, etc. are not the cause of my joy or sorrow. Neither is Atma or my consciousness the cause of my joy and sorrow. Not all the planets which are influencing my astrological chart the cause of my joy or sorrow. And certainly not my acts are the cause of my joy and sorrow. My past acts, karma, and its effect of what I did yesterday or day before yesterday is not the cause of my joy and sorrow. Neither is time the cause of my joy and sorrow. Manah paraṁ kAraNam Amananti. And this sloka says the mind alone is the actual cause or the reason for my joy and sorrow. And it is the one which keeps this cycle of samsara running all the time. Samsara cycle is a little spiritual. We'll talk about it later. But this sloka incidentally has a story. The story is there used to be a very filthy rich guy, very miserly, and the chap did not even spend for himself or others, and obviously nobody liked him. At least he could have spent for himself, not for others. He was so miserly, he led a very extra frugal life. Neither did he spend on the people who relied on him. And over time, people started taking advantage of him and totally took all his wealth and threw him to the streets. Once a very wealthy man is now in the streets. And now people started mistreating him so much that by some stroke of fortune, he must have had the blessing of a great Mahatma. He started realizing something very subtle, something very deep. He realized, who is the cause of my joy and sorrow? These people whose behavior seem to actually give me sorrow are not the cause of my joy and sorrow. People are not the cause of my joy and sorrow. And my own old actions or karma is not the cause of my joy and sorrow. When you are having some faith in astrology, they say it is the position of the planets which actually influence your joy and sorrow. He says, no, not even time. Some people say, this is a good time which I am undergoing now, and so I am happy, etc. He says, I am going to dismiss all that. It is the mind which is the cause of joy and sorrow. And so mind is mine, mind is very close to me. And so I have a complete control over my joy and my sorrow. No more blaming people, no more blaming my horoscope chart, no more blaming time, no more blaming my past actions, no more blaming anything, including, all the devatas, etc. I am going to take responsibility for my sorrow and my joy, because the cause of joy and sorrow I have seen in a very subtle level is my mind and mind alone, you see. And that's how empowering this sloka is. Instead of trying to pity us, Bhagavatam is empowering us, saying that, look here, you have the power to make your life happy. You have the power to strengthen your mind and to channelize your emotions to make your own life fruitful and happy. Take responsibility of your own life. Nobody else is responsible, but we ourselves are alone responsible for our life. Because generally on a normal plane, we say life is all about joy and sorrow, and no other agencies are the causes of joy and sorrow. Only my mind is the cause of my joy and sorrow. Hence, if I rein in my mind, if I know how to influence it, if I know how to use it, if I know how to empower it, then I have stuck it rich in my journey of life. So the whole idea of religion has become, how do I get control of my own mind? Which means, how do I make sure mind is my servant and use its power, use its energy and vitality to actually get to where I want to go. And the entire yoga now has become, how do I control my mind? Simple. Or to put it in a little operating terms, how do I enhance the quality of my mind so that the quality of my life is enhanced to start with? How do I completely control my mind to become spiritual is the next level, which may be a little early for you all. But the whole idea is, how do I enhance the quality of my mind? Not the quality of my gadgets alone, not the quality of the place I reside, not the quality of people around me. All that are important. But most important is, how do I enhance the quality of my mind? How do I make sure the mind does not drop into tamas? Mind does not stay in rajas. How do I make my mind sattvic? And hence make my life more sweetened, make my life more purposeful, and make my life more empowered. If I empower my mind, I have empowered my life. If I have strengthened my mind, I have strengthened my life, because mind and life are almost synonymous. That's the realization he had, you see, and that comes in a part of what's called Bhikshu Gita. And he realized that through the real, he was at the nadir of his life, where he lost everything, but then he gained everything when he had the realization. Remember, Krishna is remembering this chap. Whether this chap really existed or not, I don't know. Is Krishna giving this as a made-up story or actual story is not mentioned. It can be either way. I don't know. But he is saying that this is a little chap. He was a Brahmin chap in a place called Avanti, which is called Ujjain. Possibly would be because Krishna studied in Ujjain. He went to college in Ujjain. He stayed there for 64 days, but it's a different story. 64 days itself was too much for Krishna to stay in one place. So he was in Ujjain. So there could have been a possibility that there would have been a folklore around Ujjain. Ujjain is Avanti in ancient India. He must have heard it during his school days, you see. And so there is a good chance that it is a real happening which happened. And Krishna himself is mentioning about this guy, shows the real importance of what is being discussed out here, which means I take responsibility for my life. And I won't blame anybody around me. I have the power to influence people around me, find a way out so that I can get my needs fulfilled, which results in my, joy. And if I have failed to fulfill my needs, it means that I have not influenced far enough. So I take responsibility for my life, which is joy and sorrow. That's a very empowering sloka.